Mm. All righty. And so, guess what? We are here, everyone, live on the My City, My Biz live magazine. And we have the most amazing, amazing entrepreneur and business owner that's right here with us that is going to bring some light to your day. But in the meantime, we know we have some places that we need to check into. And first, we're going to check into, as we call, what is that? The LinkedIn Nation. That is correct. So let's go ahead and travel our way right on over to LinkedIn, and so that we can make sure that they know that we have an amazing entrepreneur that is being featured on the My City, My Biz live magazine. That is correct. So as we go ahead and we're knocking on the door of LinkedIn, are they going to let us in today so that we can make sure that we get this posted right to the LinkedIn page? And yes, they have allowed for us to go ahead and come on in, and so that we can get posted. And so let's see, who else are we going to post to? I think we're going to visit Facebook. That's right. Let's go ahead and get on over to Facebook. Facebook Nation, how are you doing today? I know you're tuning in because we want to make sure that you do go ahead and listen to this amazing entrepreneur and what it is that we have to share with you that is so very relevant in this time. And so let's go ahead and make sure that we do get, let's see, Jamie, we are going to get you there. And there we go. And so we know that in between that time, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we're getting it on all of our pages and platforms. So this is going to be an amazing segment here for you. So without further ado, we have the most amazing individual. And so I'm going to let her come in her way and to tell you what the name of her company is, because I am just so, when I first met her, and I'm also going to make sure that you know, I have a card that's right next to me that sits on my desk that I've been able to, she gave that to me as a gift. And when I tell you, I remember her so much. So that's why I know today's subject is going to just, I can vouch for that and how it made me feel. But I want to go ahead and bring her up to the line. And that is Jamie Shibley. How are you today?
Hello, thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yes, I am fantastic. Fantastic. I am so thankful that you've been able to grace us on the My City, My Biz live magazine. And so we're truly thankful for that. How is your day going?
Oh, it's great. It's a little gloomy. I'm looking forward to some sunshine this weekend, but thank you for the invite and for having me here today.
Most
Appreciate it.
definitely, most definitely. And so, if you can just share with everyone, what is the name of your company and where did it derive from?
Yeah, my company's called The Expressory. It's 2 years old now, and actually not the business I started. I left corporate world 4 years ago with a direct-to-consumer business that evolved when the market kept asking me to go a different direction. I had business owners kept saying, "I love your cards. I love the work you're doing, but you know what? Can you just write it and send it for me?" And I couldn't, at first I couldn't understand why people would want that. Why that, what are they asking for? And sure enough, it's a thing, and it has become quite the business for us. So it's a great move.
Wow, that is, I love that name. I really do. And I love the stories behind when people tell me why they've gotten started in their business. And so that is just, that's awesome. And so when you look at these days and times with the business that you have, I know that there's been some ebbs and woes, because how long ago was that you started the business?
2 years.
2 years. Oh, that
Yeah,
is,
January
yes. It seems like
2018.
it was longer than that.
I know. Well, I
Ooh,
mean, we may know each other from the first brand because there was some overlap. It was still
yes.
cards, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah, it's been a while.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's right. Awesome. Wonderful. And so definitely. And so when we're talking about, because today we're talking about building business relationships that accelerate growth in a no touch time. So
Right.
2 years ago, you didn't predict that anything like that we would be here today, right?
No, no, but you know what's so funny is over the last 6 months, I have been traveling and doing a talk about how we need to shift and get back to some of the basics in relationship building because we're
Mhm.
living in this time of the attention age. Okay,
Yeah.
everybody. We have so much information coming at us that we're already rationing what gets our attention. And that was the world, what, 3 months ago, right? And
Yes.
now we throw in, okay, everybody stay at home. So we
Mhm.
already had to think differently and put more of a focus on relationship building. And now we're forced to say, well, but you can't do it face to face, right? Or in person, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
Yeah. Um,
Wow.
and so
Wow.
it was interesting because it's like, this is exactly what we do.
Yes. Yes. Wow. I thought about that. And because even when I received when I received your gift, and you guys, this is how I keep it. And I do absolutely love it. But then I thought about it. I have an entire, like, a trunk. Not a huge trunk, but I
Uh-huh.
have a trunk of cards from my mother, my sisters, my children, right? So everybody that's near and dear to me, I kept that, as well as from when I had gotten married. I look back and there is a whole photo album of all of our cards. Someone
Oh,
had yeah, they asked for all of our cards, and we're like, okay, what for? And when they gave it back, it was inside of an amazing, amazing
oh,
album of everyone that came to our wedding and
oh.
gave us a card. And so I was like, you bring such joy. And so I just want you to come in your own way and share with me, just how do you feel about making others feel that way? And what are some of the most impactful ways that you have been able to impact someone's life with
Well,
those
first of
gifts?
all, I love that gift idea.
Oh,
That is incredible.
yes,
Um,
yes.
I did
Mhm.
something similar with my son's first, well, both the kids, their first birthday. I kept all it's scrapbooked. And really that's,
Right,
I think,
right.
part of my background and what got me here is these memories. And what's really important to me for our business, the Expressory, one of our differentiators is when we help businesses and we help people figure out what to give,
Yeah,
even if that's just the card and the message, that in itself is a gift. As you look at what you did with that, right?
yeah.
Um, what's important is that it has a story and it has some meaning between the two of you.
Mhm.
And so some of the most impactful things we do have some of the most powerful stories between the business and the giver and the recipient. Now, we like to share there are certain, like, attributes, we call them, of gifts, certain things that when you or when you select a gift and it has this meaning as part of it, right away that thing is going to be cherished. It's going to be kept around. It's going to be kept visible. And one of the things one of those attributes is, like, if you reference a shared experience, if you touch on something that was already enjoyable that you and I went through, what, maybe you're a business coach, okay, and you help someone achieve something so important to them, and you come and send them a card that references, I am so proud of the work you did. And I'm still thinking about, X, Y, and Z that we did. They're keeping that thing around
Mhm.
because it reminds them of the great time you shared, right?
Yeah.
But it's also something they achieved.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing we look for when we figure out what to give.
Wow. And that is so very right. And even just looking at it from a standpoint of looking for the new prospective customers, and how that looks, where when you're working with your current customers to appreciate them, gratitude, as we say, and you're posting that you're in the middle of writing out some beautiful cards to your customers to thank them,
Right.
that would capture the attention of me as someone that was maybe thinking about doing business with you. I mean, that really, I believe that
Right.
really hits home. And so how do you see that being an impact for business owners?
Well, it's another angle we certainly look to encourage, right? What we see happens. Why I love my job is that when we help a business execute their giving,
Yes.
they get rewarded. It's the gift that gives both ways, right? They receive
Mhm.
some engagement, maybe some praise. They receive something back from
Yeah.
the recipient.
Right.
And to us, it's that second round of we feel good about what we've done. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes what we hear from our clients is we'll get the messages of, oh my God, look at what this person did. They posted about it. They took a picture of the thing that they received, just like you. They post that, you
Yes.
post the picture of the frame. Well, now you, as the giver, the business owner,
Right.
just got the eyeballs of all their followers. And now people are wondering, wow, what does she do?
Yes.
Right. And they want to know more. And that's why we try to teach people that you have to look at this as part of your marketing,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what you're doing. That's how far this will go.
Right. Wow. And you're right. And just because we uh, always have a saying of do not allow for your why to become your why not. And so my why not, knowing that how good I feel when I receive those cards and things like that in the mail, and I'm like I want someone else to feel that very same
Mhm.
feeling. And but my why not is because I just do not have the time.
Yep.
And so that's where I'm like, wait a minute, Expressory, you reminded me. You reminded me that that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. And it's so invaluable to be able to have someone that specializes in that, making people feel great about what it is that that they send to someone. And so I wanted to know, do you have, what are some of your most amazing ways and gifts that you have, that you could share with us that where your company they sends it out for us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, so that what the feeling you just described about, you're so excited about giving, what I want our customers to do, remember when you were a kid and you came home from school and you made something like for your parents, or you made something and
Yeah.
you could not wait. It was for Christmas, but they were opening it as soon as you got home, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the way I want people to feel about what they're giving all the
Mhm.
time. And so that's when we build that meaning so that you're that excited about it. Now, um, I would say over the last month now, since since these changes have occurred, the trends that we're addressing, we're getting a lot of calls for companies who they want to send care packages. What they're
Mhm.
recognizing, so they may be a business who have they have team members that are now all working from home, and we know how we feel. It's isolating. You need to keep them motivated. Maybe some of them that's not like how they like to work.
Mhm.
So imagine if your boss shows up with, I mean, not they personally, but they send you something right in the mail, a package that just says, hey, I'm thinking about you. I know this can be a challenging time. I want you to know I see you. You're doing a great job. And I appreciate you. And those things go so far. So
Right.
I brought a couple of things.
Okay.
When we try to curate, we try to shop these things ahead of time and put together some options so people can just identify and go.
Yeah.
And we like to look for other local businesses. So each of our packages has at least one local business in it. So
Mhm.
one of our current big sellers for work from home care packages, we call them,
Okay.
it's a movie night treat. And so we found a company, a local company,
Mhm.
and put together a little popcorn, like right in
Okay.
the oils, a little popcorn kit with some Twizzlers and an iTunes gift card, so you can
Okay.
rent a movie.
Yes.
But think about that message, right? As the boss, as the manager, and you send them a little movie night treat. Take a break. Um, and then we have the companies who maybe your clients, you want to recognize, listen, I know you have pivoted during this time and I see you rocking it, or I know you're struggling, whatever angle that looks like, these
Right.
care packages apply that way as well.
Right.
And one of the things we do as a concierge, a relationship building concierge, is we help you with that story. So yeah, another one is we have sweet peas chocolate. You probably can't see it. It's a little thank you bar.
Okay.
It's got thank you printed into it. These are a
Yes.
big seller for us as well. So
Okay. Okay.
it's easy to, it's easy to ship these things,
Yes.
and it goes such a long way.
Right, right. Wow, wow. And so, so as far as with the now you have the gift items, what seems to be your biggest impact item that you would say that you have?
Boy. Um, I'm trying to think of one. Oh, okay. We
Mhm.
have a number of podcast clients. Okay.
Okay.
Think about when you do a podcast series, maybe it's weekly, maybe it's monthly, you're cranking out these interviews. And
Mm-hmm.
so they use our services to, quickly send out the thank you afterwards. But a number of them, a couple weeks later, are coming back and sending an additional gift to the interviewee, to say, hey, I'm still thinking about you, loved our conversation. Here's something that reminds me of it. Okay. The reason they do this is because they want to continue to nurture that relationship, because maybe it's either a potential client
Mm-hmm.
or it's someone that can really open up doors.
Right.
So the gift that seems to just blow everybody away every time is a quote, a framed quote of something that was said during the interview that was impactful.
Wow. Yeah.
And we use a similar thing for coaches. So when you think about it, in coaching, you might have a very motivating phrase or something that you like to reference. And so when you
Mhm.
send that framed and it sits in front of your client,
Right.
it's motivating you toward the future.
Wow.
Uh,
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Thank you.
I do. Wow. And so what would you say to someone that says that I don't know. I just don't I do not believe that it's in my budget to have something like this.
Um, well, so here's what we tell people to look at.
Yes.
What is the value of a new customer to you? Okay, what is that worth to you?
Hmm.
Because it costs you 5 times more to go get a new customer than it does just to nurture the contacts you already have in
Yes.
your database, right?
Yes.
And so you think about how much money you're spending just to try to get the new contacts. What if you spent just 5% of, whatever your marketing budget to show up in front of the contacts, the people that maybe have the most potential for you? And if
Mm.
you converted just one, what would that look like for you? Wouldn't that fund? I mean, so our clients spend on average $80 a month to do these consistent, nurturing campaigns. Uh, isn't that worth it for a lot of people?
So $80. So okay. So typically, if it's $80 a month, usually how many clients would that be, or $80 per client? Or what is the
Yeah,
exact?
per client. So I mean, on average, that's our average monthly for
Yes,
the clients. So maybe they're sending cards, right? We handwrite just the cards and send the messages out. So how many cards throughout the month? They're $6 a card, and that includes the postage,
exactly. Uh-huh.
right? I mean, that's nothing. How many clients could you hit that way per month?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
think about the budget on that. And again, here's what we tell people. If you're not getting a thank you for the thank you, you're
Yes.
doing it wrong. And we
Right.
can help you with that, because we've had people post just about a card that they've received. I mean, you did it, you framed it,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? So,
That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
That's right. That's right. Wow. And you just never know what that card may interrupt or disrupt in a
right.
person's life. You never know when, like you were saying, you didn't know what that card meant to me that day to receive that card.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do, when you're talking about those different, gifts and things like that to show up. You're waiting for the mailman. Eventually, I have a friend that she does. I mean, two people that's really great about sitting. And I'm like, I feel crap. I feel like crap. Even though they're like, you give the best gifts, but it's like when we meet up to go ahead and have brunch or lunch or
Yeah.
something like that together, but they're really good about that. And so, so like you were saying, so that takes the headache and the toll off of you for having to remember those dates, because how is it that that information is transferred from my database or from me to you? How does that whole thing work? Is it a lot of work getting set up? What does
Oh,
that look like?
no. So I come from an IT background, and I
Oh
know
wow.
that the more systems you introduce, the more, a lot of times, the more headaches people are like, no, I'm not doing that today. And so it's a lot of the
Okay.
reason a lot of our customers just don't do it themselves,
That's
right?
right.
The process is too overwhelming.
Yes.
So as a concierge, we want to make it very easy. Everything from our onboarding is we try to think and process for you. So
Mhm.
we're going to work with you to manage that information transfer, whatever is easiest for you. Maybe you have a CRM tool, a customer relationship tool that can automatically push the information to us.
Right.
Maybe it's a spreadsheet that's just sent over everyone. Maybe we share the spreadsheet. There's lots of different ways, and we work to set that up during the onboarding process.
Wow, that's it. And to be able to have that person there, it actually takes the darkness out of it. You know how you go into a dark room that you're not familiar with, all
Yeah.
kind of things that's not even there, you begin to wonder, are they there?
Oh yeah.
And so so right away that relieves you of that, because then you have that expert, which is your company, right there beside them, and being able to take something that would have taken years in my instance, because procrastination sets in, and so you've been able to remove that, and we just really get them right on track. And
Right.
so usually, how long does that onboarding take, or does that process to get things going for someone to say, for instance, they have 25 regular customers that they want to get started with?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, usually a half an hour call, sometimes just over email is how darn easy it is.
Wow.
I mean, we'll give you the information. Everybody gets an account manager, so to speak. So one of our customer experience managers is dedicated to working with you.
Okay.
Um, we usually find the times that it takes the longest is usually when people don't have their information already
Mhm.
collected.
Mhm.
And that's again one of the things that leads us all to drag our feet and why
Right.
it doesn't happen, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so this is where, we put our heads together to figure out, okay, how can we collect this as fast as possible to make sure that messaging is happening? Because I think we all have instances we can remember where we have taken too long to write the thing,
Mhm.
send the
Mhm.
thing,
Right.
and then it's missed its opportunity, right? There's
Mhm.
no point in sending it anymore.
Right.
And like I have stories from way back, like, God, I should have sent that card. You'll
Yes.
feel
Yes.
bad, right? And that's what we don't want to happen.
Yes, that's right. So, say for instance, with myself, trying to get on track and everything. So, I was contacted by a gentleman to do an interview, to answer questions for a for a news station. Do you send a thank you card in that essence, or what do you think in something like
So
that?
this is where we would go through. I mean, at a minimum, yes, always. That's a relationship you want, right? You
Yeah.
want them to think of you first.
Mm,
Um, Now here some tricks we always do. If you're an author,
yes.
show up in front of them with the book and figure out something in that conversation so that you can say, listen, I was still thinking about it. It was so great. We talked about this. Check out chapter 7. I think you're really going to like it. You know
Right.
what I mean? So those are little things that you can do, and the person will be
Yeah.
so surprised, right?
Right.
So you and I would talk through, okay, let's talk about the subject. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about some of the ways in the future that they might use you again, so we can figure out maybe something futuristically that would stand out for the person.
Right. Wow. That's yeah, just amazing. And these times and days, like you were saying, in a no touch, time, and for you to touch someone, you're able to. This is
Here,
the best way for you to touch someone.
that's right.
Is by it's just by being able to connect with Expressory. And so if you can just, I would say, just share with the audience anything of value, or something that you want to be able to impart within them.
Wow. Okay, so when all of this started, one of the things we have been sharing is do yourself a favor and once a week make a list and ask yourself, let's say 3 questions, right? And what you're identifying is contacts. and then write them a message. Okay. Maybe it's who needs to be seen today.
Mm.
Okay. Just acknowledged. Who's going through something right now, right? That needs to hear from you. And who needs to be celebrated. I mean, that might be a variation of the first. But okay, maybe who haven't you heard from in a while? Okay. And if you can identify those contacts once a week, write to them. Just show up somehow and watch how far that goes.
Right. Wow. Awesome. That is, yes, those are
Thank
some
you.
great, tips, and definitely looking forward to it. Now, did you have anything else that you would like to share with us that's right now, that's because you're headed into some pretty amazing seasons, and so if you can
Yeah.
probably remind us, because a lot of times people forget, but and
Yeah. Well,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
So May coming up. Do we all remember what's coming up in May? It's Mother's Day,
Yeah.
right? Let's acknowledge the extra stuff going on this season. If you need a hand with that, we certainly have a supply, but we have to plan ahead for that. Um, we also have, for us in May, we're going to be focusing on Thank a Teacher May. We have all just moved to homeschooling. We now recognize more than ever how much those teachers do for us. And we can't just send the appreciation, the end of year stuff with the kids this year.
Yeah.
We actually have to mail those.
Right.
And so wouldn't it be great if we could just kind of flood the schools with some appreciation before the teachers get back to those classrooms?
That's right.
So we can certainly help with that if people need it. If you're cool with it, I will give
Most
how
definitely.
to find us. Make it easy. If you would like to chat about any of these options or you want to see some of the gifts, you can text the word catalog to 414-422-8657. So again, it's 414-422-8657, the word catalog. And we can give you a look at some of those options we've put together.
Wow, excellent. And I'll make sure that I leave that number right in the description on YouTube and
Thank you.
throughout, where we've shared it. And but
Yeah.
definitely it has been such an amazing time having you on here,
Thank you.
Jamie. And I'm definitely looking forward to being able to make sure that I get you on my list in the second quarter.
Yes. And by the way, I saw that interview. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I said, I have a lot to learn. Yeah, they'll tell you one, what is it? One title, you
Subject?
flash
Yeah.
title, and it totally changes. And
Oh,
so, yeah, but so I am so very appreciative that they called me, because they didn't even have to call me, right?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm quite sure that, like you were saying, just in these times, I'm just shocked. I believe that they're looking for those stories. And as entrepreneurs, we need to. I told people I gave myself a challenge because I wasn't used to getting on live. And
Yeah.
yes, and I'm trying to really trick this Facebook algorithm. And so I've learned from experience that you just have to put yourself out there. No matter
Mm.
how fearful you are, you have to do it.
Thank you for that. I needed to hear that.
Wow. See,
Right.
okay, there you go.
Mhm.
And see, right now they are. Can you imagine for you to contact them and to, to say how much joy that people are bringing, that you can bring and have brought
Yeah.
to people's lives. Those are the type of stories that we need to hear. And they're not, they not saying that they do not do it enough, but how many people do they have to reach out to? So people
Right.
think that, which I was the same way. I'm like, why don't they talk about the good stuff? None of the good things, the people, we're so busy.
Right.
We forget to call them and let them know if you ever need someone to talk about such and such, just making it known. So I believe that that's a great way to go ahead and I will make sure, because that's how we can also cross market one another. People miss those opportunities to where I can go ahead and make sure that I get that gift from you and send it off, and your company name is in there some type of way. So we're going to
Right.
figure those things out.
Okay. Yes, we will. I love
Yes.
it. Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank you so much.
You are so very welcome, Jamie. And so once again, Jamie Shibley of Expressory, amazing, amazing card expression, gratitude company that brings so much joy in life. Now, do you have a tagline or what is it that Expressory has?
We're your relationship building concierge.
There you go. Relationship building concierge. That's amazing. That's awesome. So I know that they, yes, there is so much that I know that we can do together and we will. And so I just thank you, Jamie, for being on My City, My Biz Live magazine. And thank you for all that you do in the lives that you will continue to touch while we
Yeah.
cannot touch each other.
Thank you.
So thank you. You have a great one.
You
Okay,
too.
bye-bye.
Bye.
All righty, everyone. So you've just heard from Jamie Shibley. She is the founder of Expressory. So they are the concierge that is able to go ahead and make sure that they're sharing that joy. And I'm talking about some great, great stationery. You've seen the card that she gave me, which was so awesome, nicely made. I mean, quality, great, great, great. And so time to spread some joy. And so in these time and days, you're not able to touch, but that doesn't mean you cannot touch someone. And we have some great holidays that are coming up as reminders to think about people, but also those amazing educators, you guys. I know you appreciate them like no one's business. Make sure that you do. Find a way to touch people without touching them, especially in this season. It's necessary, everyone. So thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of My City, My Biz Live magazine. I am Shantina Gladney, and to our sponsor, SGGN Group, which is a business and lifestyle society for entrepreneurs. That's right, where we teach them how to make sure they stop pressing the snooze buttons on their dreams, and also we assist them with designing the life that they deserve. Right? We teach them how to make a living while living. So all of those amazing things for those entrepreneurs, we built a universe exactly and especially for them. So we look forward to connecting with you and make sure that you do always present the best of who you are, where you are. And one more thing, stop pressing the snooze buttons on your dreams. Take care, everyone. Have a great one. Bye bye.